धीमहि यो यो नमः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नमः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। सच्चिदानन्ददायिनी ब्रह्मानन्दरूपिणी भवभयहारिणी श्री शारदमारक्षिणी। 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 भवभयहारिणी श्री शारदमारक्षिणी। भवभयहारिणी श्री शारदमारक्षिणी। सच्चिदानन्ददायिनी ब्रह्मानन्दरूपिणी 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 भवभयहारिणी भगवान की जय। पहला समरू गणपति देवा, पहला समरू गणपति देवा, विघ्न दे जो मारा कापी रे रामा, विघ्न दे जो मारा कापी रे रामा। पहला समरू गणपति देवा, पहला समरू गणपति देवा, बीजे समरू शारदा माता, बीजे समरू शारदा माता, वाणी निर्मल आपी रे रामा, वाणी निर्मल आपी रे रामा। पहला समरू गणपति देवा, पहला समरू गणपति देवा, बीजे समरू गुरु चरण में, बीजे समरू गुरु चरण में, पावन की दापा रे रामा, पावन की दापा रे रामा। पहला समरू गणपति देवा, पहला समरू गणपति देवा, छोटे समरू माता पिता है, छोटे समरू माता पिता है, सद्बुद्धि बहु आपी रे रामा, सद्बुद्धि बहु आपी रे रामा। पहला समरू गणपति देवा, पहला समरू गणपति देवा, पूजित पंचम परमेश्वर ने, पूजित पंचम परमेश्वर ने, मानव पदवी आपी रे रामा, मानव पदवी आपी रे रामा। पहला समरू गणपति देवा, पहला समरू गणपति देवा, विघ्न दे जो मारा कापी रे रामा, विघ्न दे जो मारा कापी रे रामा। पहला समरू गणपति देवा, पहला समरू गणपति देवा, पूजित पंचम परमेश्वर ने, पूजित पंचम परमेश्वर ने, मानव पदवी आपी रे रामा, मानव पदवी आपी रे रामा। पहला समरू गणपति देवा, पहला समरू गणपति देवा, पहला समरू गणपति देवा, पहला समरू गणपति देवा। ओम श्री राम कृष्ण भगवान की जय।
राम कृष्ण हरे जय जय राम कृष्ण हरे,
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 राम कृष्ण हरे जय जय राम Ramakrishna Hari.
Saguna Brahman Jai Jai Ramakrishna Hari.
Saguna Brahman Jai Jai Ramakrishna Hari.
Saguna Brahman Jai Jai Ramakrishna Hari.
Saguna Brahman Jai Ramakrishna Hari.
Ramakrishna Hari Jai Jai Ramakrishna Hari.
Ramakrishna Hari Jai Jai Ramakrishna Hari.
Nirguna Brahman 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 Jai Jai Ramakrishna Hari.
Ramakrishna Hari Jai Jai Ramakrishna Hari.
Ramakrishna Hari Jai Jai Ramakrishna Hari.
Satchidananda 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 Jai Jai Ramakrishna Hari.
Ramakrishna Hari Jai Jai Ramakrishna Hari.
Ramakrishna Hari Jai Jai Ramakrishna Hari.
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 Ramakrishna Hari Jai Jai Ramakrishna Hari.
Ramakrishna Hari Jai Jai Ramakrishna
Hari. Ramakrishna Hari Jai Jai Ramakrishna Hari.
Ramakrishna Hari Jai Jai Ramakrishna Hari.
Ramakrishna Hari Jai Jai Ramakrishna Hari.
Ramakrishna Hari Jai Jai Ramakrishna Hari.
Ramakrishna Hari Jai Jai Ramakrishna Hari.
Ramakrishna Hari Jai Jai Ramakrishna Hari.
Ramakrishna Hari Jai Jai Ramakrishna Hari.
Ramakrishna Hari Jai Jai Ramakrishna Hari.
Saguna Brahman Jai Jai Ramakrishna Hari.
Saguna Brahman Jai Jai Ramakrishna Hari.
Nirguna Brahman Jai Jai Ramakrishna Hari.
Nirguna Brahman Jai Jai Ramakrishna Hari.
Satchidananda Jai Jai Ramakrishna Hari.
Satchidananda Jai Jai Ramakrishna Hari.
Ramakrishna Hari Jai Jai Ramakrishna Hari.
Ramakrishna Hari Jai Jai Ramakrishna Hari.
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 Ramakrishna Hari Jai Jai 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 Ramakrishna Hari.
Om Shri Ramakrishna Bhagavan Ki Jai.
Devi Kanya Kumari, Devi Kanya Kumari, Parasakti Devi Kanya Kumari, Kripagari Devi Kanya Kumari, Mahasakti Devi Kanya Kumari, Tavivaru நான் வெளிவந்த கஷ்டப்படுவேன் என்று அம்மா கருவிலிருந்து நான் வெளிவந்த கஷ்டப்படுவேன் என்று இங்கு பருவம் பார்த்து தாய் முளையில் பாலையடைந்தவனே இங்கு பருவம் பார்த்து தாய் முளையில் பாலையடைந்தவனே அம்மம்மா தாவி வருகுதம்மா நிலவும் தாலினி நாடுதம்மா அம்மம்மா தேவி கன்யாகுமரி பராசக்தி தேவி கன்யாகுமரி தேகும் புனிதமாக எங்கோ தேடி உன்னை அடைந்தேன் அம்மா தேகும் புனிதமாக எங்கோ தேடி உன்னை அடைந்தேன் அந்த சோகத்தை நீக்கிவிட்டாய் அந்த சோகத்தை நீக்கிவிட்டாய் அந்த சோகத்தை நீக்கிவிட்டாய் இனியகும் பாவம் தொலைததம்மா அம்மம்மா தாவி வருகுதம்மா நெஞ்சமும் தாலினி நாடுதம்மா அம்மம்மா தேவி கன்யாகுமரி பராசக்தி தேவி கன்யாகுமரி நீலகடகூரம் என் அம்மா நின்னை கண்ட பின்னர் அம்மா நீலகடகூரம் என் அம்மா நின்னை கண்ட பின்னர் இந்த நாகாவிது உலகில் என் கண்கள் நிர்ணய நாடுதம்மா இந்த நாகாவிது
Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapatme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhur Muhur. Taking shelter at the feet of Sri Sarada Devi, the Universal Mother, and Ramakrishna, the teacher of the world, I salute them again and again. My talk this morning is on the miracle of Sri Sarada Ma and is entitled Unimaginable Ways in which Mother helps her devotees. The event in which the Holy Mother Sri Sarada Devi intervened to help a devotee in distress occurred in the life of Panchanan Brahmachari. At that time, Panchanan was working as a school teacher in Ceylon. He recalls the incident in a letter dated 16th May 1912, which was published in the Udbodhan magazine, the Bengali journal of the Ramakrishna mission, and was translated and summarized in the form of a letter that was written by Panchanan to Nemei. Before I commence with the content of the letter, some reflections on Mother Sarada. In reading about Mother, we can see that Mother Sarada Devi is deceptively simple, and we can approach Mother Sarada as we approach our own mother. This is the uniqueness of Mother Sarada. Om Namo Narayanaya, Reverend Pravrajika Ishtaprana Mataji, and dear devotees. Panchanan writes, Dear Nemei, with much hesitation, I am writing to you about a miraculous incident that has left a lasting impression in my devotional life. Feeling ill one day, a few months ago, I came home from school early. Ever since Dhaka became the capital city, most of the houses remain unoccupied, making Shillong appear like a deserted city. Antisocial youths are using this as an opportunity to wreak havoc on public property. Looting, arson and robberies have become commonplace. It was this unfortunate climate that I was returning home that day. In spite of my illness, at around 2:30 p.m., I engaged two artisans to make some repairs to my house. No sooner had I arrived than a big fire was seen at a distance, which I mistook for a forest fire. Hurrying towards it, I discovered it was a house on fire. A big house 4 yards away from this house, where the fire had originated, was now being engulfed by the same fire. I frantically searched around for water buckets and tap water, to no avail. In one house, I managed to collect a single bucket full of water and ran towards the fire, calling out to my artisans to follow me. These Gurkhas, however, were terribly upset by my apparent madness. Spellbound, I struggled with all my might to reach the roof of the big house. Observing my rash decision to douse the fire with only a bucket full of water, the artisans tried to warn me of the danger with sincere, loving appeals. I myself did not know how I was able to climb the roof of the big house unaided. Meanwhile, a strong wind enabled the flames, which were now leaping up all around me. Stunned to think of my impending danger and with no one to help nearby, the artisans pathetically tried to draw my attention to the dangers of the raging fire. Heedless of their entreaties, I nevertheless reached the center of the straw roof. At my request, one of them had lifted a half-empty bucket into my hands before running away. But a sudden blast of wind came and poured most of the water over me. What little remained was useless in the fire. I was now completely encircled in crackling flames and could no longer hear the artisans' wails. There was only fire, 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 and the excruciating pain of my face roasting in it. Unable to bear the pain, I felt that my life was about to ebb. In that state of mind, I went beyond myself, forgetting the world as well as my body. Unable and unconcerned to save myself, I began shouting the words that suddenly gushed forth from within my breast. Mother, Mother, I do not know how long this intense outburst lasted. And I quote, I am the mother of the wicked, as I am the mother of the virtuous. Never fear. Whenever you are in distress, just say to yourself, I have a mother. Unquote. Dear Nime, I cannot adequately write or tell of what I saw in that critical moment. I heard a sweet, divine voice. Have no fear, I have come. I opened my eyes to see Mother standing before me in her lightning form, her effulgence more brilliant and radiant than fire. Mother, anxious for her child, had rushed to save me. The embodiment of compassion, Mother set aside her beautiful form and with her upraised hands came to save me, who is the very part and parcel of her life. How can I ever describe her? She lowered her hands and the burning power of fire was removed. I felt absolute coolness amid the flames. Unable to speak, I took leave of my senses, muttering, Mother, Mother. I lost outer consciousness for nearly 3 hours when the sun was about to set on the horizon. With the setting of the sun, I awoke to the realities around me. I saw that nearby house, the first to catch fire, was totally gutted by the flames. However, not a single straw of the big house had been burnt, to the pleasant surprise of all. This house and I, both engulfed by flames, were completely saved by the grace of Mother. This stupendous fact transported me to another world and utterly changed my vision. Everything was beautiful and rapturous in my sight, soaked with a divine glow. Indeed, the grace of Mother alone had brought about my inner transformation. As soon as they saw my body moving, the artisans cried out, Babu, you are still alive. Come over to this side and we will help you to get down. Somehow, I came to the edge of the roof and they carried me down as tenderly as they would a child. I saw where the flames had destroyed the green creeper on the roof, but not a single straw had been burnt. I came to know from the artisans that my face was badly burned and blistered. They also told me that they had been unable to see me through the flames that had reached as high as 7 or 8 yards as they engulfed the entire roof. And though they had heard my strenuous calls of Mother, Mother, they were convinced I was dead because I had remained motionless. With great difficulty, I proceeded home and met 2 of my Brahma friends along the way. Naturally, they were surprised to see this miracle. Once home, I closed the door from the inside, sat down, and began to weep with words, Mother, Mother, ever on my lips. The whole night passed in this way. I'd like to end my talk with an apt description of Mother. No goddess who was so motherly and mother who was so godly. And I quote, when one realizes God, he grants knowledge and illumination from within. One knows it oneself. In the fullness of one's spiritual realization, one will find that he who resides in one's heart resides in the hearts of others as well. As oppressed, the persecuted, the untouchable, and the outcast. Close quotes. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
न तातोय न माता न बन्धुय न दाता न पुत्रोय न पुत्री न भेद्यो न भर्ता न जायाय न विद्या न वीत्तिर्ममेव गति स्वं त्वमेका भवानि गति स्वं त्वमेका भवानि भवाब्दावपाये महादुःखभीरो पपाता प्रकामी प्रलोभी प्रमत्त कुसंसार जानामि मुक्तिं वयं वा कदाचित् न जानामि भक्तिं व्रतं वापि मातर् गते स्वं त्वमेका भवानि गते स्वं त्वमेका भवानि कुकर्मी कुसङ्गी कुबुद्धि कुदासा कुलाचारहीना कदाचारहीना कुदृष्टि कुवाक्य प्रबन्धा सदाहं गते स्वं त्वमेका भवानि गते स्वं त्वमेका भवानि ब्रजेशं रमेशं महेशं सुरेशं दिनेशं निशितेश्वरं वा कदाचित् न जानामि चान्यत् सदाहं शरण्ये गते स्वं त्वमेका भवानि गते स्वं त्वमेका भवानि विवादे विषादे प्रमादे प्रवासे चले चालले पर्वते शत्रुमध्ये अरण्ये शरण्ये सदा मां प्रपाहि गते स्वं त्वमेका भवानि गते स्वं त्वमेका भवानि अनाथो दरिद्रो जरारोगयुक्तो महाक्षीणदीना सदा जाड्यवत्र विभक्तो प्रविष्टा प्रनष्टा सदाहं गते स्वं त्वमेका भवानि गते स्वं त्वमेका भवानि गते स्वं त्वमेका भवानि। ॐ श्री रामकृष्ण भगवान् की जय।
शारदे ओ शारदे विघ्न विनाशिनी शारदे
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 कलुष विनाशिनी शारदे वरदे शुभ जय दायिनि शारदे रामकृष्ण प्राण शारदे
जय जय दायिनि शारदे रामकृष्ण प्राण शारदे
शारदे ओ शारदे जय जय दायिनि शारदे
शारदे ओ शारदे जय जय दायिनि शारदे
शारदे ओ शारदे विघ्न विनाशिनि 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 शारदे
जय जय दायिनि शारदे रामकृष्ण प्राण शारदे
जय जय दायिनि शारदे रामकृष्ण प्राण शारदे
शारदे ओ शारदे जय जय दायिनि शारदे
शारदे ओ शारदे जय जय दायिनि शारदे
शारदे ओ शारदे विघ्न विनाशिनि 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 शारदे
विघ्न विनाशिनि शारदे
विघ्न विनाशिनि शारदे
विघ्न विनाशिनि शारदे
विघ्न विनाशिनि शारदे
विघ्न विनाशिनि शारदे
ॐ श्री राम कृष्ण भगवान की जय
Om Namo Narayanaya, dear sisters and brothers. Let us sit calmly and feel peace within. Sri Sarada Devi is the embodiment of infinite love and patience. Sharda Ma says, the purpose of one's life is fulfilled only when one is able to give joy to another. Let us fill our hearts and minds with love and peace and share these with all whom we meet. Do have a blessed day and may God bless us all. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
ॐ सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते मुच्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ॐ तत्सत् जय श्री गुरु महाराज की जय, महामाई की जय, स्वामी जी महाराज की जय, गंगा मात की जय, महावीर स्वामी जी की जय, सर्व ऋषि मुनियों की जय, पार्वती पतये हर हर महा